All right, finally, we made it, ladies and gentlemen. I am here. Welcome to another live stream. I have Dave Cochran. Is it Cochran or Cochran?
Cochran, like the lawyer.
Dave Cochran joining us. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for joining us. We had to reschedule during our last live stream. I got stuck in traffic. We got a huge time crunch that just wasn't able to work. So I appreciate you being here. Again, I was looking forward to speaking with you, Dave. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then while I'm going to do some sharing here really quick. And while I'm doing that, can you give a quick introduction of where you're located and basically what you do?
I live on the west side of Baltimore. And show me your dog training. I've had the business for about 6 years. I got roped into this with doing some work with Linda Kame. I've got a facility which is 2 warehouse bays, about 50 by 20 foot, with a connecting door, about 20 minutes away from my house in Halethorpe.
Cool. And you just train dogs out of there?
Yeah, we go out and about a lot if the weather permits. And when it's shitty, I have a place to be inside. It's not big, it's not fancy, but it works.
Yeah, it can get shitty in Baltimore sometimes, huh?
The weather's not the only thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've heard Baltimore's no joke, man. I've been there before, and that's just like, whoa. Don't play
it's
around
not boring.
there. What's that?
It's not boring.
Yeah. And you've only been doing this 6 years, did you say?
No, I think overall I've been training about 10. I've had my business for about 6.
What got you into training dogs?
My wife and I started fostering, and somewhere in the 50s we had a couple dogs we needed help with. And we found Linda because she had trained a dog that we had adopted out before. And when Linda met us, she said, you need to learn. And I can't remember if she said, you need to know this or you need to learn this. And then I just went down the big rabbit hole.
And what was she saying? You need to know this and learn this. What was that pertaining to? Just reading dogs and working with them? And
because of what we've done so far with the dogs and all the foster dogs, meaning I need to learn how to train dogs. So I showed up there at least once a week, scooped poop, watched her lessons, worked my dogs like a private client until I started interning for her. Then eventually it just turned into me working for myself.
Look at this. This is so funny, Dave, or Chris. First off, Chris says, calm down, Dave. Christopher Phrase.
Let me go get my Tito's vodka. I'll calm down a little more.
Yeah, a little vodka.
I'm coming for you, Chris. I'm coming for you.
Pete says, Pete Austin says the place is awesome. Cindy's Ed McManus says, evening, fellas. Evening. Cindy, thanks for joining us. Why are we getting the faces dick cam or the faces dick cam view? I guess
it's a filter, Chris. It's a filter.
He wants to know if you're pooping. And speaking of the devil, when she shows up, Linda came. So how did you find Linda?
A dog that we had fostered and homed ended up doing a board and train with her. So we contacted those people, which led us to Linda.
Okay. And when you met Linda, and what did she? She said, "You must know this stuff." And what?
I said, "Okay," and she started treating me like a client. And then I just went from there, and I was applying what she was teaching me to my dogs, and I was grabbing dogs from the shelters that were a lot of them on death row because nobody could do anything with them, and turning them around and rehoming them. Just steamrolled from there. Generated a lot of hate along the way.
Why did you generate hate?
Like the first one of the rescues we worked with, they had like 5 or 6 trainers they listed. And I'm guessing it's because I was doing things with the dogs they couldn't do.
Couldn't and wouldn't do. I mean,
Oh, it wouldn't. Yes, they were limiting themselves by what they would do.
Well, they're limited to the dogs too, in my opinion.
Yeah,
They're,
and then the dogs suffer.
yeah, they suffer with their lives, unfortunately. But people euthanize them, thinking that, hey, look.
Yeah,
And I've heard people say, hey, look, I'd rather euthanize this dog other than use some of the aversives. And it just makes no sense to me, man, at all.
right. So that's once I got involved with Linda, eventually it led me down the road to not dealing with rescues anymore.
Yeah.
And I take a lot of owner surrender dogs. I'll take dogs from rescues, but I won't work with them.
And why is that?
Because they want to dictate what you do with the dog.
I've had rescues, because and I tell people when they're adopting a dog, don't even mention my name sometimes.
Yeah. The last rescue, I was told that this guy applied for a dog, and because of some things that had happened with him in his past and his past dog, they were refusing him. And when I was looking at him on paper, he seemed perfect, and they wouldn't even entertain him. And this was a dog I had took in for board and train from them, and I've had him for 3 weeks. Nobody else could touch him, and he wasn't that bad. It was just people didn't know what they were looking at. And it turned into a sort of an ugly match with me and the rescue about what they were going to allow with the dog, and then it turned into they wouldn't even adopt the dog to me or give the dog to me or sign him over to me. So I sent the dog home. And then I called that adopter and said, hey, let me tell you about a dog guy named Colt. And about a week and a half ago, the guy took the dog home.
Good. I mean, there's always workarounds if you really care, but it just shouldn't be like that, man. It shouldn't be. Right. It should be the people should have the best interests of the dogs in the mind and in their heart, and a lot of times they really don't, And you shared a quote that Christopher Fraze made this morning about it not being a revolution, that it's common sense, and that people basically have forgotten.
Nobody has that anymore. Nobody has common sense even.
Yeah.
Simple little things. I saw on a group somewhere somebody was wanting to use an e-collar on their, 6-8 month old pup because it wouldn't stop chasing their cat, and the trainer they were working with couldn't help them. Well, guess what? I brought my 10-week-old pup in from outside right before this, and the cat was at the door, and I kept him from chasing the cat. It's called a leash.
It's funny, how that works.
Right.
Number one training tool is a leash, and I especially love a good leash, man.
Well, you have to be able to control the outcome.
Yeah.
And he's 10 weeks old. He doesn't know what a leash is, but he couldn't access what he wanted.
Yeah. Well, and that's it. It's just controlling that environment. And that's what a good steward would do. Good steward of these animals,
People don't know what that is anymore.
They think that these animals are emotional dumping grounds or something, man. I don't know what it is. And not only that, but you can give them the most, just basic truth. And it could be met with such vitriol. I mean, it's and I've received some hate, and Linda says we're good at generating hate.
Yeah. Well, if nobody hates you, you're not doing anything.
Well, you don't want to be that, the one that everybody loves, because guess what, man? I've heard the numbers from 3 million dogs being put to sleep every single year. I hate that.
Unfortunately, I've had my share that I've made that decision with.
Yeah. Yeah, same with me too. I mean, but it's something that is not feel good. Doing what's right doesn't always feel good,
Doing what's right's hard.
Yeah, and that's what I think happens, man, is that people just get into this, we're in the push button society where we have this social media that it gives us access instantly to so much information. But it's always, it started to, and I can't wait to have Tony on here. It started to go down in the 90s, late 90s. It really started in the late 70s. And then early 90s when they took the obedience prerequisite from rally, from the agility, and I think those standards kind of went out the way as well.
Right. Which should be the opposite. Once you have the obedience, you can go do anything.
That's why we call it foundation.
Right.
And then you went and you studied with Tony, didn't you?
I just finished the third time through the ISTA course.
The third time, huh?
Yeah.
Just through the ISTA. Have you done open or?
No, I've through work with Linda and some help with Tony, questions along the way, I have 2 dogs that are pretty close to having all the open skills. I've been teaching the force fetch for a long time.
Well, I love your space too, man. What I noticed about your space was the lines on the floor. I want to see if I can find.
You know why those are there?
Tell me.
Because people can't walk straight. Yeah. People can't make 90-degree right turns or left turns. They cannot, for the life of them, make a 180-degree right about turn.
Yeah,
even with the lines on the floor.
I'm trying to find a video of. Yes, there it is. Can I show the video of what you guys were working with? Yeah, I want to show you.
Show whatever you want. Let's what the name is.
Let me turn this down here. So this is your space. I don't know if you can see it or not yet. Here,
I've got it up on my computer, so it's a lag, but it'll come up.
Share screen. Chrome tab. There we go. Sorry, everybody. I'm doing the back end here. And then this will be...
Chris, is this a better angle? Run up here?
He has the link, man. He can join us.
Is that better? Better, Chris? I just need you to come over here and hold my phone for me.
Yeah, he needs you over there to hold his phone. At this angle, I feel like I've given to... Nice. All right.
There we go. That's from this weekend. We had some fun there.
Yeah, that's what I was watching, man, and I loved to see just the creativity that you guys were doing. So maybe you could explain what's going on here. I know it's not going to have the sound here.
Well, I'll pull my pants up. This is Nate. This is Nate's dog, Anya. He's working on some stuff for her hunt test, and I think this video he wanted us to crowd around as she retrieved.
Okay.
Did you see the one with the giant bumper?
I did not. Is it below this one? Here, I can zoom forward too.
I'm not sure. There's one. I found a boat bumper where I was training the other day, and it looks just like our training bumpers.
Yeah, let's see. I think that's what he throws first. Is that giant one? Isn't it?
These just the regular bumpers. This isn't the one with the giant bumper.
Okay.
And I laid it down as a joke, and of course his dog went right for that one.
Nice.
But what was pretty sweet is watching her work at trying to pick it up, and finally she picked it up and got it in her mouth. And then we were making her retrieve it and bring it back through the crowd of people.
They just nailed her with the bumper.
Yeah, he should have nailed her in the head.
Yeah. So that was the third one. Just a bunch of trainers geeking out with their dogs, man.
Yeah, we like to get together. We're trying to make it happen more.
So now they're crowding around.
Yeah, so right here we're making it difficult for her. To leave him.
You know what the average dog owner would say is poor dog.
This is the one. This is the one with the big bumper.
Oh, it is, huh?
Because I just left the room, so you're going to see it if you play it through. But he's making her right here come through the crowd and bring it back to her.
Yeah, I like to challenge dogs, man. I don't like to just give way. I mean, I think that a lot of times people sell their dogs short, what their dogs are capable of.
Yeah, I just stepped out of the room, so here I'm coming back in. I've got the big bumper. Yeah, it's actually from a boat, but it looks like one of the retrieving bumpers.
Little trick on the dog here.
Now Linda's beating up on my apprentice.
Imagine that.
She's like, stand here. No, stand here. No, stand here.
Making a wall.
And you got to think, like, there's a lot of people that train and retrieve, but how many people couldn't even get their dog to roll out of that?
Yeah, you better believe it, man.
And now it's going to be a while. Fortunately, it's off camera where she's trying to pick it up.
I could tell by everybody turning around trying to get a glimpse.
It's just big enough that she can't get her mouth around it, but it's like squished in an oval shape. She's just working at it and like pushing it on the ground. For a little bit, I thought she was going to push it all the way to us.
That's crazy. There she goes.
There you go. So you can see how big it is. It's like 2 or 3 foot long.
Now she's going to try to pry it into the...
Yeah. We helped her a little and made a little bit of space because she was trying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rewarding. But we do all this kind of stuff whenever a bunch of us get together.
That's
and that's cool. Nate's dog, Anja, and he learned most of his stuff from Linda too.
Makes an interesting choice here on return. Yep. Increasing the DOD to assure more reliability when there's more competing interests. That's right.
Yeah, there's Linda with her big words.
What's a DOD? What's Linda? What's the DOD there? Yep, and that's it. Is this holding these dogs accountable, man? Challenging them. Don't just think they're weaklings. Let them. Let me make sure nothing else is going to play here. Let's see what else we have. We have the other one. I like the one where you were also doing. I don't know if it was with this one or was with. I think it's this one right here.
Oh, this is with my dog Fly.
This is a collie, I think?
I just finished her up with the ISTA course.
Okay.
Owner surrendered to me, failed by my trainer. She was a biter, just doing border collie stuff. And this is a bit of a portion somewhat out of the BH at the traffic portion at the end. Don't quote me on this, Sandy. I'm still learning. But at the end, everybody crowds around the dog, and you have to heel them through all the people and leave them in a down. This is the first time, so I just went to leash length.
Okay.
Again, so I could control outcome, and then everybody crowds around and puts a little bit of pressure on.
Spatial pressure.
Right. Then the handler's supposed to return to the dog and heel out of it.
Well, and they're talking. Everybody's talking at one time, so there's a cacophony of human voices.
Right.
And the dog heels out of it.
And then you're also supposed to do it again and be able to call the dog out of it. And again, since this is the first time we practiced it, when I had this many people, I did it on leash.
Okay. Now calling the dog to come. Good job.
So we made a lot of progress with this little dog. We got a long way to go.
Yeah, it's funny how that happens, man. The people that say it can't be done need to watch out for the people that are doing it,
Ever since I started working dogs, people have been telling me I can't do it that way.
Degree of difficulty. Okay, DOD. So increasing the degree of difficulty to assure more reliability when there's more competing interests. Fancy dancy. Look at that. People will never understand how incredible that work is. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, once they don't see the work, man. It's just like, looking at a football game or something, and
they don't want to see the work.
They don't want to. I don't know why. I mean, maybe because it's just a reflection of that push button society. They just don't see themselves doing that work.
That work right there takes effort.
It does take effort, and it also takes. I mean, it can take some guidance, but just like when I went to Kohler, or Kohler, as I should say, to irritate the hell out of Linda. I was so surprised, man, at the nuances of the training. And after you do the work and really, really study, you start to realize that it's actually, I don't know, I like it, man. It's fun.
Makes a big character change in the dog.
Yeah.
I was just rereading some of the notes from that Tony provides on the. Let me see here. I don't remember my words, so I got to use notes.
Yeah, no worries. Was that a biting dog? That collie?
The collie? Yeah. That's why she ended up with me.
Yeah.
Her first owners, the husband was blind, and he would take her on trail walks as a puppy. Okay. And you know what collies do?
Yeah.
So apparently he was on the trails. People are passing him, and she's biting people.
Yeah. I mean, trying to control the.
And then it just went from there. It was poor training at my end, not by me, but we won't get into that. And then it was a lot of not enough owner follow through.
Yeah.
And eventually they wanted to give the dog up, and I told them right away I would take him.
Nate wants to know, why are you so angry, Dave?
Because you're late on your rent. Yeah, so I was just this evening, I picked up the copies of the paper, some of the papers Tony brought, provides through the ISTA. I don't know if you've seen it on the on the prey modes. I don't know if this is right out of a book. At the top it says credit for this goes to Ian McDonald. And I've read it every ISTA course, and now I just finished up my third one, and I went back and reread it, and it's like getting smacked in the back of the head by Linda. Some of the words are actually starting to make sense now. Not that I wasn't doing it, but now I understand how the words match up with what I was doing.
What does it say?
Oh, it talks about social, defense, prey.
Oh, okay. The drive. So we work to proof and to generalize the training. I mean, they're basically what she was saying is a competing motivators, And
right. So this time around in the ISTA course, I really started to understand the words would go along describing what I'd already been doing. Right. I'm a slow learner in that regard, but I knew what Keeler did, and I just shut up and did it until I could come to understand it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what attracted me to him as well, is that, dude, first off, it's been the longest running school for, I think on the face of the earth as far as the dog training is concerned. And it's
probably one of the most misunderstood too.
That's it. I wanted to understand it because people were saying that it's all yank and crank, all this. And when you understand it, man, it's one of the most fair and gentle methods I've ever learned.
And smooth.
And smooth, absolutely. I've had people stop me when I'm doing my leash work, when I'm doing corrective turns, and they tell me that they're like, I'm sorry, but I just got to tell you, watching you work that dog is beautiful. And I'm like, thanks. Now leave me alone. I need to work the dog. But there's like almost a dance to it. And what I like about it is that it's companion training. It's training the dog to be your companion as you go out in the world. And that the world that isn't this, I have a Skinner box that I work with my little puppies and stuff on, and that's basically an acoustic chamber. It's like putting blinders on a horse, right? It's like an aquarium where that isn't what we're dealing with when we're taking the dogs with us into this world, which is chaos and order. That's a natural rhythm of the universe that we live in, where chaos is inevitable at the turn of any corner. And we can't control the world. And we're not going to the dog world. We're bringing the dog into the human world.
Which is totally unnatural for them.
And it's our obligation to kind of show them around and show them these devices and these contraptions that might invoke that fear response with these dogs, and let them know, hey, look, first off, you're safe. Even if it did invoke a fear response, I got that. And second off, you know what? It might be something that you enjoy. It might get you some more freedom. There's other things that are out there that is Quiet hands. That is incorrect. What are you saying, Linda? That is oh, Quiet Hands. It was from Quiet Hands. I don't know the journal, but that's it, and that's our job as stewards of these animals. Period.
Right.
Let me see. The hardest thing, Lauren says, the hardest thing for me is to explain how or why I did something with a dog. I'm all instinct pre and post KMODT.
Right. So Lauren is someone that I met from Weight Pull. And then I had a couple of people from Weight Pull start working their dogs through Keeler under me, and then they moved on to take the ISTA course, and Lauren just took, I think it was ISTA 31.
Awesome, Lauren. Cool. And then I mean, you do the weight pull too. That seems like something that would channel some of these working tendencies into a more healthy and conducive task that these dogs would like. How did that start?
I don't know. We just decided to give it a try, and it was something that I looked at as any dog can do. Right? A lot of these people, only certain breeds of dogs can do it, but if you do it right, any dog can learn to weight pull and do it okay. Some better than others, but it's a good biological outlet for any dog, and that's what a lot of dogs like here in Baltimore City. The people are just stacked on top of each other, and they don't have anything for the dog to do.
Something that fulfills that animal. Do you guys have dog parks and shit there, or?
Yeah, I go and train around them.
Right. You don't notice that he said around them.
Right.
Do you ever go in them?
No, not anymore. Now that I know better. There's a couple of parks that I go and use where people turn a lot of dogs loose that shouldn't be, but it's a good training area.
It's a good way to, also just watch dog body language too.
Yep. Like, was it Chris always says the dog will show you everything you need. Most people won't take the time to sit there and watch. You go to this park that I call the Forest of Idiots. Dogs are cut loose. It's not even fenced in, and they're just on their phones, face glued to it.
Just expecting the dogs to just figure it out, man.
Right.
And that's, I mean, the best description of dog parks that I have heard is Chad Mackin call them diseased fight clubs.
Yeah, I run my own dog park. I run it with my dogs.
That's right. Me too. That's what I tell people too. I have a beautiful dog park out here. Just that it becomes a volatile situation when that's the only steam vent that these dogs have. And that's why it's good to have an activity like weight pulling or something that's going to fulfill intrinsic desire on that dog, or just to, I do hot yoga. But I tell you, man, after I do that yoga, I mean, you could bring just about anything to me, and I'm not going to have a problem with it. It just kind of it just mellows you out. It's just like, and I think that if more men did that, especially that some of the aggression problems, would go away, right?
Yeah, if you work out, then you're going to have a tendency to get less angry.
Channel that. I mean, and a lot of times that unspent energy is frustration in human world and in the dog world.
Right. And then in the dogs, whenever you have excitement and frustration, you always get fucked.
That's right. Well, especially when you have a powerful breed.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see what people are saying. No, talking Keeler versus Kohler. Incorrect. Hell no. No dog park, Cindy says. Dave has better distractions. Street people.
Yeah, there's a big drug problem in the city, so I get a lot of unique distractions to work around.
Yeah, you can't never.
Especially in the warmer weather, we got a lot of people passed out on the benches and shit. I'll use that.
That's your distraction. Why not, man? It is what it is, and it's the dog's gonna be dealing with. From Chinese Crest to the Great Danes, do weight pull. Yeah, you have all different breeds in there, huh? I would like to get my little dogs in weight pull. I bet my little piggy could pull some weight, man.
Little dogs kick ass.
Yeah,
because they don't have to pull as much and they get a better percentage.
Yeah, I think my girl would. Oh, she's a beefcake. I have I just got a slat mill for her. Do you have any of those?
No, it's on my list.
Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait to use it. Use it also as a Skinner box, just to play around with it, just to get her to love it. I love the idea of weight pulling for dogs. I want to do the obedience first. Maybe I'm wrong. What do you think?
I think obedience is great for weight pull. There's some videos out there, especially of my shepherd Ducky. There's been some times where she gets hung up mentally. The weight is too much. And I've actually used her change of positions to break her freezing up and get her pulling again. But that goes along the lines of she has the obedience, so she understands command. So pulling is just another command for her.
Very cool. So
I think that's why my dogs excel pretty good when I start them in weight pull, because they're all trained.
And he says, I want to do obedience first. Maybe I'm wrong. I would absolutely recommend obedience first. I mean, that's and then
especially if you're going to go to a trial, you got to move your dog around a lot of people and a lot of dogs. And there's a lot of dogs in weight pull in all the orgs that aren't that dog friendly.
Yeah.
Because it's a sport they can do one-on-one.
They're trained, or they're that's why they need to be trained to tolerate dogs. I have the opposite problem to Lauren. I can explain why to folks, but I have a hard time being consistent and putting enough time in myself, doing it with my limitations. Dave's teaching videos and the community he has built is very helpful. That's Shauna Perlman.
Yeah, she's another weight pull friend.
Chris, they call that the Baltimore lean, whatever the hell. Oh, that's Chris.
That is fun to watch.
The Baltimore lean, where they're all.
You do yoga, and I bet you can't get into some of these poses these addicts do, hanging up, completely standing up, forehead almost touching the ground, not falling over.
That's so crazy, man. I mean, they're in Seattle too, dude, and we have a bunch of homeless, like tent cities and stuff. It's nuts. It's like Twilight Zone, man.
Right.
Pete, we're planning a weight pulling workshop, BDW in Jan, second weekend. So that's Gretchen. What's a BDW? Baltimore Dog Works? Is that your spot? Or that?
Yeah, Gretchen and Nate train out of my building a couple days a week.
Okay. Very cool. I have a slat. Love it. Weight pull.
I steal some of their clients.
Chris says weight pull is the ultimate recall.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't.
You have to have a recall first, though.
Yeah, they're digging in and they're coming in. I mean, we were talking about Nate Popo and how some aspects, and even, dude, I was talking to Bart about that, about how the leash up is pressure up, release is the first pull, and then the scratch is the second pull. That weight pull would be that negative reinforcement, that roar, and then powering through that would be the positive, and then getting the love would be the positive.
Actually, I think for some of the dogs, the pulling is a reward. They love it.
They actually love that working through, yeah.
My shepherd will scream if she sees me putting a harness on another dog.
Oh, yeah. They're like, no, me. Yeah, ultimate recall. So there is a pretty big understanding, and that's what Tony said to me when I was chatting with him. Tony Anchetta, I was telling him I was going to have you on, and he was like, I look forward to learning about what he's doing with the Keeler programs and his training, but also the weight pull that he does. So is this a competition? Is this like just how many people show up?
It's just like a truck pull or a horse pull, right?
Okay.
We're going to have a sanctioned pull the first weekend of January, and people just show up and register their dog, and we start working. We're going to have 4 pulls on rails, so there'll be a few new dogs that start on the empty cart, but you just have a certain weight on the cart, and anybody that's going to come in on that weight pulls, and they have a minute to pull 16 feet, and then you wait until the next weight you want to come in on.
How do you get dogs started with that?
Well, I just put up a video of my little puppy. He was 9 weeks old. I just put him in a harness and let him go up and down the track. He's not pulling any weight.
Okay.
So we just get him moving around, used to the harness. And then as he gets older, we'll we'll start adding little bits of weights or weighted milk jugs with rocks, getting them used to the noise and stuff behind them.
Okay.
Right. I find the dogs improve mostly with doing drag work, not on the chute, pulling the cart.
Where did you
but that's
post the
something
video at?
It's probably on my page.
You got a bumper with looks like a Bernese Mountain Dog.
No, that's a Greater Swiss Mountain Dog.
Oh, the short hair.
Yeah, his name is Eames. He's supposed to be my wife's dog.
Oh, very cool.
I'm sorry, I got the nasty look. He will be my wife's dog. He is my wife's dog.
I paid for him.
Hold on, what?
I paid for him.
She paid for him, did she say?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, who gets
her dog?
Who gets up in the middle of the night?
Yeah, see, who gets up in the middle of the night?
They want every single
When
day.
Mama decides, man.
Don't you have some work to do in your office? I have to be nice to her. She let me have another dog.
Yes,
He's number 10.
Exactly. I got another dog that I'm training up too, and she better not start growing on me.
I have to be nice to her too because she owns the business.
And the truck.
She's a boss.
And my truck.
That's what I call my
and
wife
my van.
is the boss.
Yeah.
I'm looking for this weight pull video. I can't find it. You got a lot of videos here. Maybe I'll go to the video section here because I've never done weight pull.
Let me see if I can find it and send it to you.
Or just tag me in it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see the value of it though, and I would love to see what my little guys are capable of. I think that they would surprise the hell out of me.
Not only the value of the work, but the condition that it puts them in.
Yeah.
Right?
They're already buff from running around in my field. Happy wife, happy life. That's absolutely right.
My shepherd she's not a long hair, but to be able to have her stand there and to see shoulder muscles. Here, I'm going to tag you. Oh, no, that's not it. Yeah, I'll tag you in this one. This is oh, it won't let me tag you.
No.
Here's my border collie. It's the first time she's been in a harness since we started ISTA.
Can you tag me in it?
I don't know. It wouldn't let me tag you.
Let's see. Is it in your video? Oh, it's going to be in my.
Yeah, I just sent that to you.
Okay, yeah, I can watch this.
I'm going to shift some bears.
Maybe. My computer's so slow right now. Oh, that's cool, though. Here, let me open this bad boy up.
All right, so that's the rails system. We have that on loan from Maryland Excalibur weight pullers.
I'm trying to figure out how I should make this full screen here because I want you guys to see this. This is very cool.
And I just sent you the one of my puppy, too.
Okay. Let's see. I got them both. Okay. Let me see the video. Okay, here we go. I think this one.
Yeah, so I was real happy with my border collie. I hadn't had her in it since we started training ISTA, and there was a distinct difference in the way she started moving in the harness.
Okay, you can share screen. Chrome tab. Okay, can you see it? Oh wait, no, I gotta put it up to the thing here.
Okay, puppy.
Yeah, so this is Wednesday. We just got them last Saturday. This is last Wednesday. So I'm just getting them used to the
track, huh? Oh,
yeah,
cool.
just getting them used to the harness. I'm getting them used to the track. There's nothing hooked to them. Just want them to learn to walk in the harness.
Oh man, now I want to make one of these freaking trucks for my barn. Do they come out in pieces? Yeah, of course.
That's 3 pieces.
Okay.
And then you have the carpet over the wood, and then the cart's behind it. So if you look at the video I sent you of my border collie, you'll see her actually pulling it.
Okay.
Well, this is what we do with puppies. We just get them used to it. So by the time they're ready to start pulling, most of the organizations, they got to be 9 or 10 months old before you can pull them in a trial. right? But if you start this young, they already know how to do it. A friend of mine, Katia, has one, a Whopper. I can't remember the age limit, but he's just at the age limit, and he was pulling like a big dog. You just got to pull him for his age, but he had really good form. That's because she started him as a puppy.
Let me see if I can. My computer's taking forever opening up this stupid video here, but we'll get it. Okay, I see the collie. Just trying to make it into to a full video so we can show everybody here. Settings. There we go. Yeah, I like it though. I like that carpet. So how much does that cart weigh?
That cart, I think it weighs about 300 pounds.
Damn. So by itself, that cart is 300 pounds.
It rolls really, really easy.
Okay.
All they have to do is start. Any dog can pull that. They just have to start walking, and it would move.
Now, does that cart factor in the weight at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the starting weight.
So 300 pounds.
And then we have all those blocks in the background. There's 33 pounds each.
Okay. How the hell? Okay, here we go. I think I got it. So this tab, I think this is going to be the. Let me see. Can you see the tab here? It's downloading right now. I think this is the collie.
She just got a brand new harness, measured and specifically made for her.
Wow, look at all those bricks back there too.
It's about 12,000 pounds.
12,000 pounds.
A little bit more.
Can you see what I'm seeing here, or no? You guys can't see what I'm seeing. Dang it! Hold on.
Yeah, I can't see it yet. I just got a black blurb above my head there.
I need to share this one. So here, let me come back here. Sorry for 1 second. Let me drop this one down, and then I'm going to send the next one up here. Bear with me. I believe it's this one here. Nope, it is not. It is the other one. Yes. So this one here. This is super cool. 12,000 pounds. What's the most that you've had a dog pull?
I mean, my Shepherd has pulled over 5,000. Damn. I have a secondhand American Pit Bull Terrier that has pulled 7,000 pounds, and she was like 48, 50 pounds.
50 pounds pulling 2 trucks.
7,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Right. So I can see this is my Border Collie Fly. She's just learning. So there's the cart and there's a 1 layer of bricks. So there's 15 bricks. It's just like 700-800 pounds. So you see she's got her shoulders rolled, her head down. That's the form we're looking to teach the dog.
What about that head down?
Head down, shoulders rolled into the harness. And if you have a properly fitted harness, it distributes all the weight evenly, and the dogs are not going to injure themselves.
That harness is crazy. Where do you get the harnesses at?
I like to order mine from Brown Dog Design, but there's quite a few makers out there.
Okay. So draw and luring down.
All right. And I'm doing a little bit of food luring here.
That's her first ever, huh?
No, I did a little bit of pull, but this is the first time she's been in a harness since we finished the ISTA course, and there's a distinct difference in how she was taking the weight and committing to the work.
Like she was committed, huh?
She just put forth more effort, which is a little topic it's gone back and forth between me and Tony, because a lot of people tell you if you put the obedience on the dog, then they won't do the work. Well, that depends on your idea of obedience, right?
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 270 for rail cart. I pull For UKC as well, they have caps, and when everyone max pulls it, comes down to speed. So again, we have caps, and when everyone max pulls it, comes down to speed. I don't know what that.
Sure, Chris. Load that wheeled pneumatic cart up and send it right to me.
There you go. But there's a heavier one than the one he has. Maybe worth it. So what is the yellow and the red on the round?
So once the dog starts pulling or you give a command for them to pull, they have 60 seconds to move the cart 16 feet.
Okay.
So the yellow is where they have to pull, and where that red stops is 16 feet.
Now both of the wheels?
Yeah, it just depends on the judge. Some people will go by where the front of the cart sits. We usually look at the hub on the wheel.
Okay.
And then we'll also pull on a wheeled cart on carpet. They don't pull as much there.
Because they don't get that grip?
You can pull a lot more on the rails system.
Okay.
It moves it easier. Plus, you're looking at what happens when you start putting a lot of weight on aired up tires. They start getting flat spots. There's a whole bunch of other factors.
Okay.
And then they'll pull on natural surface too, like grass or gravel or dirt. And then if you have a place, you can pull on snow or ice.
Lauren says, and always have a brake. There was a gentleman on the back of that cart, always.
Right. His job is to stop it once the dog stops pulling, so that it doesn't roll over us.
Yeah. I mean, once an item is in motion, it tends to stay in motion. That's one of the first of the Newtonian laws there.
Now, on that rail system, like we had Iron Dog Nationals this last year, I was going up off of a step ladder, stepping off the top step to climb on top of the block. They were stacked so high, and people were coming up the step ladder to hand them to me. That's how high the stack gets.
Damn. So each row, do you know how much each row weighs?
There's 15 blocks a row. Somebody that's better in math is 33.
How many pounds a block?
I'd have to use my computer machine to give you that answer.
Okay. Crazy. Weight pull is mental bond more than a physical. It's amazing what these dogs can pull. I want to get into it just because I love getting my dogs just fired up, man.
Just the physical conditioning it puts them in if you train right. It's going to help them do anything else better. The stronger, more toned you can make the dog. They stay healthier. We got a young man that's a junior handler, and he's got a 3-legged dog.
Really? Is it back leg, front leg?
Missing the front leg.
No way. Okay.
Just kick your ass.
All right, so we got a lot of comments here. That's a myth. Who says that? George says that's a myth. It says rails have less friction. I don't know what he was saying, but that's a myth about it. I had dogs that were titled in obedience, protection, and weight pull. Mythbusters.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The people that are saying that about the obedience, they whatever they're calling obedience, it's not what we do.
Yeah. I mean, that's why the standards, I think, are freaking... I mean, the standards are pretty set, with obedience and what that means, right? They should be.
They're there. It's people's interpretations of it.
Yeah. Well, what up, beard boys? Watch out for the sprinklers. $4.95 a layer.
There we go. Yeah, on that rails cart.
Damn.
So we weren't paying attention the first time I set that rail system up, and we have drop-down sprinklers that we were missing by about 2 feet off to the edge.
No way. That would have been interesting hitting those. 33 or so, powerlifting for dogs, yep.
Now, who do you think puts those blocks on that cart?
You.
And then who takes them off?
You.
Right. So it's good for the handlers, too.
Yeah, absolutely. The dogs aren't putting them on and taking them off. It's
right.
a myth that obedience inhibits work. Okay, beautiful. In fact, I think that it focuses it, man. It takes obedience. Takes tasks.
We break that myth every day around here. Say
that again, Dave.
We break that myth every day around here.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, obedience is a line of communication, man. It's opening up that. I mean, it's talking to your dog.
Right.
That
In a
obedience
way that,
is when positive motivation becomes the real, in my opinion. Let's see here. Calm pulling is better than fired up. Calm pulling is better than fired up, huh? Okay. I just like to get them all fired up and jacked. But yeah, I can see that, especially with some of these, the silent, strong but silent breeds, man. Boom. Like you were saying.
yeah, there's a big difference in the way a lot of people pull.
Shut
Um,
up. 10,800 pounds was the max pull.
yep. I can send you a video of that offline.
That is crazy to me. My truck weighs 9,900 pounds. Yep. Weight pull is obedience. It's how they teach obedience.
Yeah, it's just another command for my dogs.
What's the command? Pull?
Yeah, it doesn't matter what word you use, but it
My
just
golden
becomes another
retriever,
obedience command.
Big Tug once retrieved a big black Corvette, a big block Corvette. Yeah, it's easy to say. It's safe to say that obedience is the glue that holds it all together.
Plus,
It
like I
should
said, you got
be.
to move your dog around all of those people and all those other dogs.
Well, that was what common sense would say. Highest times body weight was 192.38. So they pulled 192, 200 times their own body weight.
Teresa, what was that dog? If you can look that up, and how much did it weigh?
Dude, I got to figure this out. So I weigh
There
180
was
pounds. Let me see here. I'm going to get my calculator out here. If I weigh 180 pounds and my max pull is 200 times, I'd be pulling 36,000 pounds.
right. So at nationals, I'm pretty sure the highest percentage pulled was by a couple of little staffies.
That's 18 tons. Right? Yeah.
What?
No, that'd be 18,000. 36,000 pounds. Yeah, that's crazy to me.
It is, and
What
most
would
of
be
it's mental
18?
for the dogs.
Yeah, I can't even fathom it. I mean, it's blowing my mind. What is something that's 18 tons?
That's more block that I want to move.
I'm just trying to figure out, measure of things 18 tons. 1,500 times the
All right, so there was a
1.5
Staffordshire
times
Bull
the weight
Terrier.
of a cruise ship. What's that?
Staffordshire Bull Terrier. She's 16 pounds. She pulled 192 times her body weight.
That's crazy, man. I agree they waste a lot of energy. Okay, don't listen to me. Don't listen to me with getting them all jacked up. But yeah, that's jacked up weights energy. Let them put that energy to use. Okay, makes sense. Conserve energy. Same thing with working dogs too. I mean, if those dogs are out in the field and blowing off all that energy, then it's
Right.
sometimes they're not going
That's
to be.
why I prefer my calm obedience.
Yeah.
And you look at some of these other venues. I know, like in Schutzland, I think it's frowned upon if the dog is leaking, making all kinds of noise on the field. But over in Mondio, they don't care. And I've seen some dogs that scream the whole routine.
Yeah. French. I think they don't like it in French ring either. But yeah, I mean, Dave also does obedience on the track if his dog gets stuck. So what do you do when a dog gets stuck? like you were saying with your collie earlier, how their mind
Well,
gets locked.
she's not going to be pulling for a while off leash. She's just getting into it. Let me see if I can. I have YouTube of my shepherd. So she has almost all the open skills. She has a change of positions. So if she does get stuck, rather than screaming at her or doing crazy shit, I just tell her down, sit, stand, down, sit, stand, and then I tell her to pull again. And it breaks through the mindset.
That makes sense to me because it's kind of locking them down in confidence. There's something that they already know when they're faced with uncertainty. Hey, Adrian.
Let me see if I can find it here.
Get it moving, get it moving. Staffies came up cleaned up with 200 plus times. Usually takes several people to push a 10,000 pound cart back to the.
Oh yeah, it takes there's 3 or 4 people working the cart by then, stopping it and moving it back.
Smaller dogs can pull a much higher amount times their body weight than the big dogs. Never get higher than the dog. Huh. Refocus the dog. That's right. That's right. Control, Alt, Delete. Put the dog in a confident mindset. That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. Like, and I can see that. That's what I tell people, like, especially shaping and stuff like that, for not just with the pull, but if we're starting to get somewhere abstract where the dog is getting too frustrated, lock them down with something that they know can bring them back. And so we can kind of get that confidence back going, like, okay, cool. And then maybe even chunking it down
Just
to
getting
that's more
them moving
for that dog. When you increase the criterion in one direction, you reduce it all in other directions. Absolutely. The law of polarity, right? Obedience resets the dog. Love it. I have learned to stop yelling and to calm down, make him stop because he yells back. 12% husky, tell him focus, and his word work again. Do you have any cues that we're going to start pulling?
Do I have any what?
Cues. I know that harness is definitely going to be a cue for that dog.
Right. Here, let me send you this YouTube video.
Okay. I'll be able to share it.
And if you watch for it, you'll see, I think on this one, I'll use my change of positions.
Okay.
And then I'm going to send you another one. I'll send you another one. This other one is Desi, and he is one of the ones that I can't remember if he did pull the max weight or if he fell short.
Oh wow! We gotta share this one too.
So this is my Shepherd Ducky. She's pulling 5,520 pounds.
Wow! Hold on 1 second.
She weighed in at this at 76 pounds.
All right, so let me share screen. So this is Ducky, 76 pounds, that we're going to watch first.
Right, and you'll see me use her change of positions and get her moving again.
I didn't get the other one. All I got is Ducky on the messages here, maybe. But here, we can watch Ducky as well. Oh, there it goes. Just got it. So I'll get the other one. Do it here too.
So they have a minute once you start pulling, but as long as the cart is moving when a minute expires, it still counts.
Okay. So you can use the centrifugal force to carry over the line if needed. Let's open this up full screen here. Let's see what Ducky is doing.
So if you look at the blocks, see how high it is. It looks like it's about shoulder level to Lauren there. That's 5,500 pounds.
Hold on, it's loading here. Come on. Ducky, huh?
Yeah, she's a throwaway dog. Bought from a nice Amish farm. Our owners were going to put her down at 5 months. Some of the dogs like it quiet. She actually pulls better when people scream for her.
Okay.
You hear her screaming? That's how I know it's heavy, when she's making noise.
So what happens when they walk up a track like that? Nothing?
Yeah, so I downed her. Sit, down.
Get it back, okay.
Mm-hmm. They don't have to stay on the track, but that's a slick floor. It's easier to pull on the carpet.
Right. They're just kind of investigating where the best place to be is. That's so crazy. You want that head down.
Yeah, head down, shoulders rolled forward.
Good girl.
Look, there's 2 people stopping that cart.
And is it a tug that she had there at the end?
That's a spreader bar on her harness, so she likes tug, so that's a reward. Whenever she gets done pulling, I give her the release command, and she gets it.
All right, then we'll see the other one here with Desi. Desi was 5,000. Oh wait, what was Ducky there?
That was 5,500 that Ducky just pulled. Desi's going to pull around 10,000. I think it might say it in the link. And Desi's a greater Swiss Mountain Dog, and actually at this Nationals, Tony and Jenna, they're the breeders, they had the first 2 Swissies that ever pulled 100 times their weight.
All right, so here we are, and let's watch Desi.
Easy. Court set.
So you remember where the weight was next to that person's shoulder. This is twice that.
That's crazy.
And this is the breeder that I got my new pup from. And his job when he grows up is to beat that dog.
Man. I love it. That's so cool, man. What I like is right here, I mean, you could tell that dog is about ready to go to work. Like, you could just tell. But once he turns around, boom. You know, just like ignition. You know, that's super cool. I don't know why it keeps on pausing up on me like this, but I love it, man. I want to do it.
It's a lot of fun.
Places around me.
Start it. You start it. Start your own club.
I think I might need to.
Get some harnesses and a couple of chains, and I use kettlebells to do drag work, and you just get out there and do drag work. You can build everything else eventually.
Yeah, I think, I got the space for it too, and I think that people would love that. Dave, send me your harnesses maker's name. Mine retired, Chris says.
Chris, I use Brown Dog Design. Brown Dog
Design.
Harness Design. Yeah, I'll send him a link.
Okay. Yeah, people are.
Takes her a while sometimes.
Yeah. Brown Dog Design harness. Brown Dog Designs. That's what everybody's question for Dave. Okay. When you first started training, did you start out using KMODT? If not, what made you decide on using it? Do you find that there are more instances where you like to use a more lure reward-based approach for training?
I started, my first dog I started training with Linda was on the e-collar. And then we quickly moved from there to her teaching me Keeler. But the way she was teaching me the e-collar, it is Keeler on collar. Why did I start that way? Because Linda told me that's the way we're doing it.
Right, when Linda tells you something, you better do it.
it's better for you if you just shut up and do it.
Yeah. Well, I remember Tony and I were
Right.
talking about the practical methods of applying e-collars to Keeler. A few ways. It's just kind of another layer, you know.
Yeah, it's like Linda says, it's a scalpel. The sharp. What did she say? The sharper the tool, the help me out, Linda, with your words. The sharper the tool, the more skill you need.
That's right.
Right.
But a scalpel in a surgeon's hands, like in a normal person's hands, that's just a sharp ass knife, right?
Right. Yep. As for the second part of his question on that, I find that there are instances where you like to use more lure reward based approach to your training. Yeah, I watch a lot of Michael Ellis stuff. I've been to Bart's seminar a couple of times. But if you look at Keeler, what do we do first? The training mode will, and these are Tony's words, working our way through the training model will be done in 3 training modes: shape the behavior, train the behavior, and proofing the behavior. Right? So if you look at week 2 in the sit mold, we're shaping it for several days before we name it.
Yep.
Right?
Day number 4, we start to name it when the dog's butt hits the ground.
Dog's already doing it. We're just naming it. Right? And then we go a few more days before we start commanding it. You spend the next 21 days or longer proofing it.
I'm so happy, and I thank Tony, and I'm going to have him on this live stream. But you know, people are often surprised when I tell them that, you know, Keeler and Tony Anchetta is one of my mentors. Man, I absolutely thank him from the bottom of my heart for teaching me this stuff, because it helps me understand and helps me, you know, build a better relationship with that dog, and helps me change that dog's character to a better one. You know.
Right, and there's nothing better than having someone like Linda or Tony that you can reach out. And within that day, get some answers to things you're struggling with. And neither one of them want to give you the answer. They want to give you just enough information for you to find it. Right?
Yeah, like a true teacher. You know,
and
a good teacher.
Just like dogs, if you can make it their own idea, it's going to be more powerful than anything you try to get them to do.
That's right. The good teacher makes themselves gradually unrequired or I don't know what the word is, but they're not needed.
Right. I'm just now starting to really understand some of the things Linda taught me 10 years ago when I first met her. I've been doing it.
Crazy.
Been seeing the results, knew it worked, but just now starting to come to understand how some of the things work and why.
Bill is going to do all the things. I'm going to have a bike course, like cart pulling, you know, all this stuff. I just love it, man.
Right, on the weight pull, Chris says the brakemen better be alert. The unsung heroes, right? Nobody wants to move all that block. Nobody wants to work the cart. That's where I think I've learned the most from weight pulling is working the cart, watching the dog.
Well, you're feeling the effort, like you're feeling the end result in that cart.
Well, you're seeing everything. You're seeing how the dog's pulling, right? Right? Just like I think the most I've learned from Linda is shutting up, showing up, and working the poop scoop. Watching her teach the lessons.
That's right. The best substitution for knowledge is silence. I wish more people practice that, including myself.
So do the dogs.
Yeah, well, look at how much time they're silent.
Right. If you shut up, stop moving so much, it's better for them to understand what you're doing.
That's right. Once they hear that clip, they're all business. I like that angle of that video, dude. You know.
Yeah, we've got a couple of photographers.
They need to do it more from the cart. I like it from the cart angle.
Barking Mad Pet Pics. They come and they get some pretty cool videos for us.
Cool. Come on now. I'm not that bad, Linda King says. Yeah, you are. I'm not saying. I just would never mess with her, man. Correct. The sharper the tool, the more skilled the hand.
Not ham-handed, skilled the hand.
Yep.
Right. Too many people want to just push the button.
Yeah. Stop moving. That's what Linda says. Just stop. You know. Well, not only that, but just like also, you know, stop this. You know, and just observe. Stop this. Scrolling on the phone and you know, be present. And that's the one thing that the dogs can really, really teach us. What's that noise? Is that? I have another video playing somewhere. Oh, here it is.
No, wasn't me.
Oh, it's that same video. It's playing
No,
again.
it's still playing.
Man, that's super cool.
Yeah, so we have our
Iron Dog
Facebook
National
page.
Championships, huh?
Yep. We have our Facebook page, Charm City Weight Pullers. A lot of times we'll live stream the pulls. So if anyone wants to go back and watch, they can go back and look through a lot of those.
What's it called?
Charm City Weight Pullers.
Charm
We
City?
actually, yeah, Charm City Weight Pullers. That's what they call Baltimore, Charm City.
Charm City, okay.
So we actually live streamed the Iron Dog Nationals this year.
Yeah, that's crazy. So injuries, what can happen to a dog? They can blow out.
Been pulling
ligaments?
about 3 years, and the only thing I've seen is a couple of dogs break a nail or blow the tip off their nail. If they're hurt, they're not going to pull. You can't make them.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if they're conditioned and trained correctly, they're going to get hurt less.
This is hilarious. Stop moving, Cindy. Cindy says stop talking. Don't move your feet, Pete. Linda, LOL. I've said that to clients. I'm like, no, your feet are in damn cement. Like I put cement boots on you and just stay there. Don't move up to the dog. Don't
stand still.
Yeah, just stay completely still, you know. Run your dog, not your mouth. And I love that. So what does your shirt say?
Well, my shirt?
Yep. SMYD. What does that stand for?
Well, say the S.
So?
No, just say S. Just say the letters. Now say the two letters together. S. What do the two letters in the middle make?
My.
And then say the last letter.
D. Suck my D.
Yeah, or show me your dog.
Yeah. Thanks, Dave.
Right?
For walking
it depends on who I'm talking to, depending upon the meaning.
Oh,
right?
I see.
Right, but my buddy Nate, you know, he's been quoted as he said something. You know, when people are giving you shit about what you're doing wrong or how you're not training right. Okay, bring your dog out right there in the parking lot. Take the leash, take the collar off. Show me. No?
Right.
Bye.
That's right. Show me your dog, man. Because people like to talk a big game, but they don't like to, you know, they don't like to have the dog be the proof that they know what they're talking about. Usually their dog is going to tell them that they're full of crap and tell everybody else they're full of crap.
Their dog will show you if they're full of crap or not.
Yeah. Chris said, never seen any injuries, 20 years of pulling. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that's a dog would, you know, not pull if they're injured. That's why working dogs, they don't require talking.
Lauren just mentioned her dog. He tore his CCL. She rehabbed him. And he came back and he's pulling strong as ever.
You know, my CCL, the vet, I took my dog in, and he's like, "Yeah, surgery. We need to do surgery right now." Maybe it took like 2 seconds looking at him, and then I did some research, and I talked to Kimmy Sparks from Balanced Bullies Rescues, John Sparks' wife, and she was like, "Hey man, we just rehabbed one of our bar bulls that had a CCL, and like 3 months later, the vet can't even tell which one it is."
Right.
You know, and what it is, I mean, it's a lot of crate time. My dog basically lived in that dang crate, and then anytime that we were out, like it was on a leash. And
now think about how well a well-trained dog handles downtime in the crate, and how well a untrained dog doesn't.
Right. My well-trained dogs, they just conk out. They're like, okay, I'm cool. In fact, they like it, man. They're like, oh, okay, I can just check out. I can be calm.
Right.
You know, and where it's torture for a dog that doesn't get it. In fact, that's one of the first things that I do is I bench a dog.
Yep.
And let them learn how to calm themselves down. And luckily, I have my glass studio out here, and I'll be working my glass on my porch with my benches around me. And it's kind of a two-way road there, because it helps the dog calm down, but it also helps me learn the craft with a crazy-ass dog behind me.
All right. Well, you know what? They don't need to learn how to calm down. That comes installed with them.
Right.
They know how to calm down. They know how to be calm. It's people that get in the way and jack them up.
Yeah. Well, it was about the arousal.
Yep.
You know, it's that they think that arousal is that dog being happy instead of that dog being calm and just being with you. You know, I have a calm dog right here next to me. I don't know if you can see her, but she's just laying here, not in a crate or anything, but just lounging. You know, and that's it. I think that some people, when my dogs were just laying around, they're like, "Oh, they're so sad. They look so," and I'm just like, "What are you talking about?"
Nope, they're not sad, and you can get up at a moment's notice and go do anything you want with them, can't you?
Yeah, and take them with me
everywhere.
Yeah, and not only that, and trust them, and have a relationship that's real, that I honor, and you know, now that they know the human world and how to navigate in it, I feel like, you know, we can really enjoy each other.
People don't want to put that effort in to get there.
Well, they don't realize the effort either. They think that because of the push button that it just comes naturally, or they get a push button dog. You know, there's some dogs that are out there that are easier than others, and they might have gotten one.
And then they think every dog is like that.
Dog. What's that?
And then they think every dog is like that. How many times do you hear, "But my last dog"?
Yeah. All the time, man. And or it's like, I like, well, when did you start working, or what training did you have for this dog? They're like, oh, well, my husband worked with him. He worked with our last dog.
Is it just the angle, Chris? Is that a better angle? You told me I need a facelift, so I shaved the sides.
That angle looks kind of, you know, kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of demanding. Maybe I should do an angle.
He said I do. He said I kind of have a Charles Manson look. Chris, what did Charles Manson do, huh? Think about that.
Yeah, with the lighting too. Let me see. My dog tore his CCL. Here we go. Waypole helped him with his rehab, and he's pulling strong. Yep, my dogs go right to sleep in their crate. Me too. Is it me, or does Dave kind of have a Charles Manson thing going? Okay, you're ahead of the comments before I am. Some people will not get comfortable with being uncomfortable. They need to be uncomfortable, man.
Everybody needs to be uncomfortable every day.
And they want to give this that uncomfortable feeling. They want to pay somebody else to fix it for them.
Right. They want me to be their dirty little secret.
Linda says, no, they don't want to make the effort. They have forgotten that it took 12 years of formal schooling before they become productive contributors to a larger community, but expect the dog to learn and retain information after a 2-week stint. That's it. I mean, unrealistic expectations, unrealistic view of what this dog is, and unrealistic expectations on outcome of this relationship.
Well, look at Keeler. You're working the dog for 10 to 13 weeks before you're working him off leash.
That's right.
People want that work in week 2.
That's exactly what they say to me. When can I take the leash off? Am I okay to take the leash off? Can I do this with taking the leash off?
The dog will tell you when they're ready.
You're not growing. Say that again, Dave.
The dog will show you when you're ready.
Yeah, and I remember Tony telling me that. He's like, don't risk it, man.
Yep.
Do not risk taking that leash off, because it just goes, it will set you back so far if that dog bolts off. And you have to go catch that dog, you know?
Yeah, or if they're recovering from a CCL and they see deer and take off. Right, Lauren?
Yeah. Instead of Freddie has some days they have told they can. I don't know what that's referring to. Oh, here.
Freddie is a sit franchise, right?
Yeah, I've had Fred on here too. Yep. Mm-hmm. And that's it. I think that people want this button to push. They want to oversimplify it, and they want it quick.
Right.
Right. Not realizing that there is I mean, just look at human beings, and we're all the same as far as the neural reconstruction process that happens in our brain. 28 to 45 days is what a new habit, just the start of a new habit, starts to form.
My boss is looking at me all funny, giving me funny looks.
Right. Stop.
There you go.
She says I'm number one.
Yes, you are. I see that. She appreciates you.
Yeah.
Oh man, if I took my wife and put her on this, oh gee, many Christmas.
She loves being videotaped.
Yeah, e-collars made it easy to get recall in 2 weeks.
You're gonna die tonight.
Absolutely, it did. Well, and I think that there was a surge of people that really jumped onto this, but I hope that we see a resurgence of people wanting the real information that it's going to allow them to, have a properly.
That's what we try to do. That's why I put all my work out there. Pretty much all my videos are just unedited, just raw footage. I just pop my camera up and start working the dog.
Awesome. How do people get a hold of you if they want to work with you, dude?
Easiest way is email dave@showmeyourdog.com or through the Facebook page.
Show me your dog.
Puppy.
I'm going to put your email down below here. Emily Cochran, you are the best. You have to live with her. Yeah, dude. I hope you live through after I let you go here. Well, dude, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you coming on and chatting with me. And
Puppy.
Yeah, hold on. Let me say hi to my new buddy.
I want the puppy.
oh, I need to get mine too. I'll get mine.
Yes.
So let me grab.
This-
Oh, I got a new puppy too. Look at that freaking puppy. I'm gonna put you on solo while I grab. So
This is
I'll be right
10-week-old Eames. Say hi, buddy. Everybody kisses.
back.
Sleepy? Tell everybody how rough your life is.
All right. Oh my goodness. How old?
10 weeks.
What'd you say?
10 weeks.
Oh my goodness. Mine's 12. Here, let me get mine up here. Here's mine. She just woke up.
Yep, I just woke mine up. Just so everybody could meet him.
Yep. Here we go. Getting
There we go.
Is that a goat?
Well,
Maybe some.
don't be rude.
I'm sorry.
It's a little stiffer.
Yeah.
I got her to take through the NAPOPO Gold School. I'm going to go back in April, Missouri. And,
Okay.
Yeah, this is. And I want to do, Linda, I want to do a puppy. I want to chat with you about doing a live stream about puppies. And,
yeah, Linda's got Rooster. He's a little monster.
Yeah, it's a nice time to have puppies. There's something in the water. It looks like we have a question here. Lauren says, I think the saddest thing I've ever seen was someone post showing the difference between obedience entries now versus 12 years ago. That's right. Everyone wants to do rally, but not obedience anymore. It's like they don't want an obedient dog, just like you said, an emotional dumpster. Absolutely.
Yeah. You know what's happening a lot now with the rally is there's dogs in rally doing the off-leash stuff, leaving the ring, jumping over, going after other dogs.
Yeah, little dogs. I heard a little pug or something got attacked.
Yep.
And that's it, man. Once they're free, they're done. And they're like, screw you guys. I'm out. I see that. I mean, it's a competing motivator, man. Right. When they see something else that they like, they're going to better their own situation. And so they're going to go and especially when there is no consequences for behavior, they think that the world is theirs. There you go. She's one that just flies out of your hand.
Yeah, the wife wanted her puppy.
There you go, her puppy.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you for your time. And everybody, let me plug my new project, the Bow Wow Bill, on the Patreon. Patreon.com/Bow Wow Bill is what I'm working on. I don't have anything up right now, but I will. I'm going to do my slap mill unboxing on that. I'm going to do my training with her, a lot of stuff that I'll be uploading there. And yeah, that's about it. Anything else you'd like to add, Dave?
No, thanks for having me on. Thanks
for joining me, dude. This has been a lot of fun. And
sure. I'll try to be angrier next time. All right, Chris?
Yeah. To liven it up a little bit.
Don't take it out on me.
Stay right there. I'm going to say goodbye to you, but everybody else I'm going to say goodbye to now, and then I'll see you in the studio here in just a second. How do you, let me see. How do you counteract the FF mentality? What's FF mentality?
Force free.
Oh, I don't know. I mean,
I don't. I just run my dog.
Yeah, that's exactly it, man. I'd let my dog counteract it and be like, Can your dog do that? Is your dog reliable like that? Is your dog calm like that? Is your dog, where's your dog at? You know, are you taking your dog everywhere with you? Are you feel confident? Do you trust your animal? You know, oh, she's going back to sleep, it looks like. So that's basically it. So thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll talk soon. Bye, everybody.